after the festivities, the walk, on a very hazy but mild, well, chilly mild day. If you've not yet checked out my mentor on YouTube, Troy Hawk, please do so. Troy Hawk has changed my life this past year, and I consider myself an apprentice in the art of kindness. Yes, kindness. Simple as that. Something that is within all of our reach on a daily, moment by moment basis, it turns out. I have just been to my newfound favourite local coffee shop, Chase Cafe in Holloway, in Derbyshire, which Holloway being, as we all know, the childhood home of Florence Nightingale. And it has the most lovely staff, great coffee, simple but tasty menu. And at this morning's coffee stop, reading the Friday Guardian for the music and film reviews, I sat next to a couple who were mostly on their phone. I noted. I try not to judge, but I felt like intervening, but I thought maybe that's not kind, maybe that's just what they do. Well, it's what they were doing. And I thought maybe they've had rather too much of each other over the Christmas period. You know that feeling? Just want to get away. Sort of escape to your digital device, which we can all do with impunity, it seems these days. Well, at an appropriate moment, we engaged in conversation over they have two lovely dogs. And if you want to strike up a conversation with somebody, all you need to do is talk about dogs, and everybody's got usually a pretty benign view of dogs. And sure enough, they show me their two dogs on their phone, and they told me how just yesterday they'd been for a Boxing Day romp with their two lovely dogs on a secluded beach on the coast, which from here in Derbyshire Dales, the nearest beach or coastline is the east coast of England. So I asked them, and they were saying how wonderful it was for the dogs to roam free, and there's not a soul on the beach. So I thought, oh, I like the sound of that. And Harry, kindly gave me the postcode to look up, and I've made a note of it on my phone and invited a friend to go tomorrow. So there's one little benefit of just a kind word of introduction. And then after the cafe, I went to what is renowned as the best butchers in Derbyshire, Robin Maycock. You can look it up. And he'd just closed. It was 1 o'clock by this time, but he opened for me, which was very kind. And in the most kind exchange, we compared our Christmases, of course, and he'd sold all the belly pork to the local pub. So we got chatting a bit. He said, I've got a bit of shoulder left. I said, that'll do nicely. And he cut me 2 slices of shoulder for my slow cooker, which is in progress after the duck legs over Christmas and Boxing Day. It's turned into a culinary exploration program, this. Oh dear. We're going down there, by the way. I've been down there. Well, I've been up the other way. Now I'm going down in a circle. It's not far. And so thank you very much. On the way back to the car, just not far away at all, there's a honk on a horn and a mini car passed by. The folks inside waving goodbye to, and the house that they just left, evidently, a woman comes out waving her hands in the air, furiously, with 2 shiny objects, one in each hand. But the car had sped off. And so I waved my shoulder of pork in my bag in the air and waved back. And she paused and smiled, and she said, "Would you like some Christmas pudding and Christmas cake?" I said, "Thank you very much. They've gone off without it, and we've all had enough." So I've got shoulder of pork in the slow cooker for later, and now I've got some homemade Christmas pudding and Christmas cake with a glass of port afterwards. And I just have to pause and say thank you, Troy, because it's only through his example of simple kindness that those 2 little incidents have occurred in the space of half an hour. Go, Troy!